This week, the hotel inspector revisits Worlington Hotel.
What am I seeing? Police warning. That's my welcome. It's too much on a menu. I know it's not really home cooked.
I think that we thought we would just walk around and be glamorous.
It's horrible. That's not a little pile, that's a shed full of rubbish.
Ruth gave me a real beating. I think some of her points were valid and some perhaps not so.
I was never meant to be here.
We've had enough now.
This is Worlington Hall, a 16th century manor house in the rolling countryside of Suffolk. The suffering owners and sisters, Sharon and Joy, have sold their thriving residential homes business in London to embark on a new life as glamorous hoteliers. But with no previous experience of the hotel trade, their dream is rapidly turning into a nightmare. Losses have reached £60,000 and are spiralling out of control. Now Sharon and Joy have started to call their heavenly hotel the Money Pit.
Obviously we've invested a lot of money and it would be heartbreaking to walk away from it and it have not worked.
I guess we feel like we're drowning.
Their only lifeline now lies in renowned hotelier Ruth Watson. Ruth's been successfully running hotels for over 20 years. Sharon and Joy hope she will be able to tell them just where they're going wrong and help turn their flagging business around.
Well, it's a very attractive building. Red brick, 17th century maybe. There's lots of very pretty planting outside as well. It's an attractive entrance. Well, we've got quite a nice bit of garden here. It's very open, but there's a river at the bottom, and it's certainly an asset for any function, a wedding or anything, that you can come out here in the summer. So, I mean, this has got to be a benefit.
Situated near prosperous Bury St Edmunds, Worlington Hall is a Grade 2 listed manor house converted into a 9-bedroom hotel. It's just one of several hotels in the area. All its neighbours are doing well, and at first glance, so should Worlington Hall. It's an attractive building with a bar, restaurant and function room. It's got plenty in its favour, but it's just not making money, and it's proving too much for Sharon and Joy. With young families and working husbands, they're overwhelmed by the constant running around and long hours.
Yeah, good. Nice to meet you. Hi, Joy. Hello. Hi, how are you? So what made you think you could be hoteliers?
Madness.
A moment of madness.
I think it was.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we came in with rose-coloured spectacles. I think that we thought that it would kind of run itself and we would just walk around and be glamorous.
Be mine hostess and be gracious to the customers and things.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Hasn't turned out that way?
No, not at all.
Am I right in thinking that you are losing financially? How were the figures last year?
Not great. No.
What sort of losses did you make?
About 20,000 last year.
Yeah.
But we put an awful lot into it ourselves.
Right.
And obviously, we can't sustain losses like that. Right. Well, I think, when you work from, 6:30 in the morning till sometimes it's 1:30 or 2 the following morning.
Yeah.
And then get up the next day to do breakfast.
Yes.
It's not funny.
You want a reward for that. And
yes.
it's nice having people saying, thank you very much, that was lovely, but it's even nicer if the bank balance is kind of going up rather than down.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to do some work here.
The first problem is reception. It's sending out all the wrong messages.
This is something I find really offensive. The first thing as you come up this hallway, what am I seeing? Police warning. That's my welcome.
Yeah.
To your hotel. Mad. I'm going to take it off now,
Right,
okay? Let's not have underage drinking. You don't have that either, okay? And while we're sitting here, I'm going to attack you about this board here. It's a total waste of a selling space. I mean, up there, you could have some of your wedding stuff. You could have some of your room rates. That is such a soft sell.
But reception not only needs to look good, it must be efficient as well. And Joy's booking system is a complete mess.
So, Joy, how do you take a reservation if it comes in?
Okay, well, this is the reservations book.
Yep.
We take the name, telephone number.
Do you write a confirmation letter to them?
No.
Not at all. Do you have a cancellation policy?
No.
Somebody books for 5 rooms, they don't show up. What do you do?
Nothing.
Lose the money?
Yeah.
I want you and Sharon today, before I leave, to say this is our cancellation policy. OK. Now, one of the things that fills me with horror is I suspect this is a wedding inquiry, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah.
And it's on a scrappy little bit of paper tucked away with a few other messages. Do you not have a file folder? Do you not have a proper form for wedding inquiries, function inquiries?
No, we don't really. We have a message book.
OK, but
Things are written down with.
it's important.
No, I know, but I normally pick them up and put them in my little pile down
Yeah, but
there.
what little pile? OK, where's this little pile? That's horrible. That's not a little pile. That's a shed full of rubbish. Come on.
I mean, it's not really my desk. I think that's the thing.
What do you mean it's not your desk?
Well, I'm not the main person who sat here, largely. I've only just kind of started sitting out here.
One of the things I'm picking up so strongly is that you're just visitors here, that it isn't yours, and I want you to make it yours. You are the people who own it. You own the bricks and the mortar, you own the mortgage, you own the problems, the joy when it comes along. It's yours, and I want you to feel that it's yours and to take possession of it.
Next, Ruth checks out the rooms. There are 8 good-sized bedrooms, all with en-suites, and a very desirable honeymoon suite.
It's really pretty with the rounded wall and the window. It's beautiful. I love that.
There's also a separate 2-storey coach house, complete with 4 poster.
It's a pretty bed and plenty of cupboards. And this is the bathroom through here, yeah? That's right.
The rooms are nice, bright, and have no obvious faults. So if the problem doesn't lie with any of the bedrooms, just what is wrong with the hotel? Ruth's investigation has barely scratched the surface.
I mean, who does actually look after the business side, the financial side, so you actually know how the business is performing?
Well, we don't. That's the whole point.
The Worlington Hall Hotel's in trouble. Sisters Sharon and Joy bought the former manor house in Suffolk 2 years ago, even though they had no prior experience of the hotel or catering business. So far, they've lost £60,000 on the venture, and there's no sign of improvement. They're hoping that acclaimed hotelier Ruth Watson will improve their fortunes. She's already identified an issue in reception. It's got a real image problem. And even more disastrously, they have no cancellation policy.
Somebody books for 5 rooms, they don't show up. What do you do?
Nothing.
Lose the money.
Yeah.
The next thing that Ruth wants to look at is the food. This is an important area that can make or break a hotel's reputation.
This is the most dreadful presentation. It's all blurred and over-typed. Come on, girls, it's not difficult to just print off a few more menus. This is huge choice. And all around the building, there's different menus. There's blackboard menus, there's special menus, there's other special menus on things. I don't know about you, but I always feel that if it's too much on a menu, I know it's not really home-cooked.
But nearly all the meals on the hotel's menus are prepared and cooked in-house by Sharon. She took over the kitchen as she enjoys cooking, but with over 50 dishes on offer, there's just too much to do, and the job's become a dreadful ordeal.
I went to bed at 2 o'clock last night and I was up at 6 this morning. We had this vision of it being very glamorous, and nothing could be further than the truth.
So the second problem that needs to be dealt with is the over-ambitious menu. The sisters' workload is in danger of breaking their spirits. Not only that, but it's just not paying.
Business is enough to pay the bills, just.
Are you taking salaries?
No.
I would expect you to be able to draw a salary. I mean, maybe not make a profit above that, but I would expect you to have some reward for your time. I mean, who does actually look after the business side, the financial side, so you actually know how the business is performing?
Well, we don't. That's the whole point. You know?
We do. We do as much as we can.
Yeah,
and then
but we've not
it goes to
really-
the accountant at the end of the year.
Yeah.
If you don't know what occupancy is, and you don't know what your margin is, and you don't know, what your turnover is and what your profitability is, then that's got to be worrying.
But Sharon and Joy aren't the only interested parties in this business. A third investor is getting increasingly worried. Sharon and Joy's mother has put a substantial chunk of her life savings into the hotel.
That's right. You've obviously made some money over the years and had a good time.
It's in this hotel. When I retired, I didn't take my pension, and unfortunately my pension dropped by half because it was at the time when the stock market went.
Sure.
So I've got no pension. So I'm here working for nothing, protecting my investment. I just feel as though we could turn it around.
The family's lack of income is alarming, but there could be a way to increase their revenue substantially. The function room is the third area Ruth wants to address. It's a space with the potential to turn their fortunes around, but it's sadly underused.
Ruth, this is the garden room, which we use for functions.
Right. Does it normally look like this?
When we're not using it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my immediate impression is that it's a fabulous space, marvellous view outside of the gardens down to the river. I think this is a real asset that, at the moment, is underutilised.
Mm-hmm.
The sisters shouldn't underestimate the value of a good function room. With the average wedding costing around £5,000, just one a week could generate an annual income of more than £250,000. But not the way it looks at the moment.
If it's all stacked up with bloody furniture in corners and looking shabby, that's what you're saying, is that we don't care about it, we do shabby stuff.
It's not seductive.
Ruth's investigation has shown up some very obvious areas that need improvement. First, that chaotic reception has got to run more efficiently and have an effective cancellation policy. Second, Sharon needs to cut down on the menu to reduce her grueling workload in the kitchen. And finally, the function room is underutilised. It should be a great asset as a wedding and conference venue. If they can take on these challenges, Sharon and Joy might start making money, as well as cutting down on their exhausting working hours. First on the list is reception, an easily resolved issue that Joy has got straight onto.
Cancellation policy.
Yes.
You got that? Very good. And that's going on, everyone's being told that, or going on their emails or letters
It will
or whatever?
be, yes. Yep. As of yesterday, we are informing people over the phone, or those unresponding to email or letters, it will be on the bottom.
Super duper. I'm really pleased to see the board has also been cleaned up behind you, which is really good. So we've just got a few pictures of cats now, and a nice letter from a happy guest.
Yes.
Fabulous progress. Well done.
Yeah, it's good.
The next job is the menu. With far too much choice, Ruth has a solution to save time and waste.
You serve something like 50 different dishes.
Right.
It's a heck of a lot for one woman and a boy in a kitchen. Don't you think?
Probably.
Well, what I'm thinking is that out of probably sort of 20-something dishes here, maybe even more, we should get that down to sort of 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Just cherry-picking all the good things. And if you know that mozzarella sticks only sell one every fortnight, I mean, there's not really much point in having it there.
No.
And then on the
Having decided on the essential dishes, the prospect of less work leaves Sharon looking forward.
I'm quite excited now.
The next area Ruth wants to tackle is the function room. With large gardens out the back, this room is an ideal wedding venue, but the marriage business is a fiercely competitive one. So it's essential for Sharon and Joy to sell the place properly. And a visit from a bride and groom only highlights just how inefficient and desperate the situation has become.
With me in a moment.
Thank you.
Joy's trying to find the wedding pack. Sharon's had to come out of the kitchen to ask if they'd like a cup of tea or coffee. And there isn't anything immediately to hand to give the couple.
Many couples consider their wedding the most important day of their life. Any sniff of incompetence will have them running a mile.
We haven't actually got genuine copies. We've had to do some photocopies because we're in the process of redesigning them. And we had a load, but can't find them. Can't find them.
They'll need printed information on the facilities, including bedrooms, function rooms, and any other areas that can be utilised.
Hi. Sorry, I can't actually locate a wedding brochure at the moment.
Okay.
We're currently in the process of redesigning our brochures.
Yeah.
And we only had some photocopies, but I would have given you an idea.
Okay.
But what I'll do is, if I can take your details.
Sure.
And then I can pop one in the post to you.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you. because we're going to get married in the middle of the summer. It's going to be very hot. Is this the only bar area you have? Because we are looking at about 80 to 100 people, and in here might be a bit claustrophobic.
Well, we have a patio area, certainly, that you could use. We do also have another bar that we can open for you.
Oh, that's okay then.
If required.
Yeah, okay.
But the most important piece of information any prospective bride and groom will be looking for is how much it's all likely to cost.
Okay, thanks very much.
Okay,
Jo.
thank you.
All right,
Nice to meet you.
soon. We're leaving here today with, we don't know, no information at all on prices. So.
As suspected, things haven't gone well. Joy promises to put a brochure in the post, but it's too little, too late. And in the cutthroat wedding business, this simply isn't good enough.
The key thing, we've got a lot of planning to do, and we need to know our budget.
Right.
We know what we can achieve, but we're leaving here and we can't put the two together. That's,
Right.
Facts and figures is what we wanted at the end of the day.
And you didn't get them.
This was a real lost opportunity. The couple are unlikely to return, so Sharon and Joy have just missed out on some desperately needed income. Ruth confronts them about their very poor performance.
You couldn't show them the room, not your fault, because there were people in there and you know, they didn't book. You didn't show them a photograph of the room. He complained about the possibility of the bar being too small and snug.
Yeah.
You had another bar.
I did say that. I didn't show him, no.
Show them it.
No, I didn't show them it.
And worse, he hasn't walked away with the positive thing. He hasn't walked away with menus, with photographs, with a budgetary idea of how much it's going to cost him. Nothing at all, right? Cock up, and I know you wish it hadn't happened today while we're here. Why didn't you give them even one of these?
Well, because I was really flustered, and doesn't justify, but I was all hot and sweaty, and no, I didn't.
I've just noticed something. I'm glad you didn't give them this brochure. Can you see this? This is a rating that no longer exists. This is against the Trades Description Act because you do not have that rating.
No.
This has got to go because what do you have?
Diamonds.
How many diamonds?
4 diamonds.
4 diamonds.
Yeah.
Right. That's what your pamphlets and leaflets and all your promotional literature should have on them, not this.
You know, we've just come in here and we've just sort of go through the motions, and it's just the way we've done it. And clearly there is a better way.
But I do want to feel a really, really positive response that this thing about marketing yourselves, you being in the building, meeting your customers, whether they're coming as function people or just to have a prawn cocktail, whatever, introducing themselves, making it irresistible for them to come back. You know, they've got to come back because you're offering so much. And wait for them to ask you to show you the rooms, to show you the what have you. You're there, like, let's give you a guided tour. Would you like a glass of champagne while we walk around the building? All those little touches, they're tiny, but they make a huge difference. Yeah?
I feel like Ruth gave me a real beating. I think some of her points were valid and some perhaps not so. It's very judgmental, isn't it, to see somebody do something once and then make a judgment over how they behave all the time. I was prepared today to be expecting some criticism from Ruth. And Sharon had said at the beginning of the day that she really wasn't prepared for it.
I didn't go to bed till 1 o'clock. And I'm just tired and I just wasn't up for it today.
The next morning, Ruth is hoping for a more positive attitude. If Sharon and Joy are going to sell their hotel as an attractive wedding venue, they simply must have some up-to-date informative brochures and wedding packs. So Ruth gathers the family together to nail down just what should go into them.
So what kind of things do you want to say about the hotel?
We wrote a few things down,
but tell us
I don't
about
know
them.
how important they are. Well, the first thing we were thinking was about the building, its age, and its historic status.
Yeah.
And that, we've got a large garden.
I would say garden is a really big, especially for the summer weddings, wouldn't you? What else have you got on your list?
The way we welcome people, we're here to welcome people and hopefully provide, part of the atmosphere with being warm and friendly and, because it just doesn't create itself, does it?
What sort of food would you like to say that you're doing?
Well, I would say it was very basic, but good quality ingredients.
Style of food? You're the cook.
Yeah, my style.
Okay, Sharon's style, and what does that mean?
What does it mean?
don't know.
Irene, what do you think?
Tasty.
Okay, so far this is not a hugely ringing endorsement about the food. Shall we say honest and straightforward?
Yeah.
Have you been thinking about your wedding pack? What's going to go in there?
We've seen some that we quite like where it sort of says order of ceremonies, so you're telling people what to, who has what responsibility.
Absolutely. You've got to furnish them with all that stuff. And the more you can fill in the gaps and the spaces and the holes and things they haven't even thought about, the more they're going to trust you to do it. Because oh, that was the marvellous place they told us. Even if they don't need to use it, at least what you're proving to them is that you're professional. Yeah? I know that you're tired, but I want to see some energy coming back at me about this, right? Because at the end of the day, it is your business. If you don't feel sort of energised about doing it, well, you're not going to do it.
Having agreed on basic features for the wedding packs, it's time to move on to the function room. At the moment, the decor is tired, old-fashioned and thoroughly unwelcoming. If they're going to attract new business, Sharon and Joy have to make some real changes. So Ruth has some ideas about how to give the place a facelift.
What I'm going to propose is that we do some changes in here, starting with round tables. I think that will immediately soften up this sort of rectangular feel about it. Then we're looking at the decor and what have you. We're suggesting a sort of really creamy ivory colour to go with the burgundy and the gold things. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Yeah, definitely.
We redress the windows, and really the whole room is shushed up, so it's just a lot more sort of luxurious feeling and a bit more jolly.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
But simply redecorating the function room won't be enough to bring in more business. So Ruth has come up with a plan.
As a finale to all this recreation of this space in this room, we're proposing to have a beautiful launch party. Inviting maybe brides-to-be, maybe florists, maybe photographers, everyone who's involved in the kind of whole wedding thing, who's local around here, and having them down to see the new room, maybe get some real business from it, but certainly future business from it.
Yeah.
Showing it off.
Nice.
Okay. When is this launch party? Yeah, you're cooking.
Should we let the chef know?
Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea.
The wedding fair will not only be attended by prospective brides and grooms, but also, crucially, by other wedding suppliers. If Sharon and Joy can get the local florists, photographers, cake and dressmakers on their side, it'll be a great opportunity to promote each other's businesses. But with only 3 weeks to go before the fair, can the sisters hit the deadline? And more importantly, will they find the confidence they need to turn the whole plan into a success?
So now we've got this wedding fair that we've all got to get ready for, yeah? It looks like chaos. Right, lots of work to do. Let's get cracking.
Sisters Sharon and Joy bought Worlington Hall 2 years ago without any experience of the hotel industry. Now they're struggling with a heavy workload, facing losses of £60,000, and their business hangs in the balance. But acclaimed hotelier Ruth Watson believes the hotel's large function room is a potential goldmine.
Ruth, this is the garden room.
Does it normally look like this?
When we're not using it.
Yeah, okay. I think this is a real asset that, at the moment, is underutilised.
As a wedding venue, it could bring in £5,000 every time it's used. Ruth has suggested that Sharon and Joy arrange a wedding fair to show off the hotel's assets. But first, she wants them to ply some more cash into this room. Although the hotel's losing money, Ruth knows investing now will reap long-term financial rewards. The room's going to have a complete revamp. Ruth wants the girls to change the wall colour, get rid of the old tables, and redress the windows with new drapes. It's all hands on deck to strip that dated wallpaper from the function room walls. Sharon and Joy have a new sense of purpose.
For a long time here, one of the things Sharon and I discussed was that, I always felt like I was sort of wandering without any real
purpose. Now I feel like I've got a role. I feel like I know what my objectives are. I'm sure there'll be more, and hopefully, we'll start reaching some of our goals.
There's not much spare cash floating around Worlington Hall at the moment, so Sharon and Joy are trying to keep costs down wherever they can. That means roping in the staff, the family, and even the odd thirsty customer to help.
Tim is a regular customer here, and he's stripping wallpaper in return for beer.
Sure we'll get there in the end. A few more beers, we'll be all right.
I don't have any feelings about losing this wallpaper, other than those of joy at seeing the end of it. I'm quite happy to spend the rest of my afternoon peeling away at this in a bid for a brighter room. Actually, it'll be really nice for it to be our room, because again, it was something that we inherited. And this way, it will be like it's finally going to be our garden room and not somebody else's.
With the wallpaper a thing of the past,
here you go, guys.
The function room starts to get a total facelift. The walls will be painted 2 different colours: cream to make the room feel lighter, and gold to create an atmosphere of elegance and luxury. New round tables are brought in to replace the old rectangular ones. These will soften the straight lines in the room and make it feel more spacious. New curtains are going up to complement the new wall colour and add a real touch of class. At the end of a week's hard work, genuine progress has been made. Ida, Worlington Hall's longest-serving employee, is suitably impressed.
Can't believe the transformation, really. The best I've ever seen it. And that's in 20-odd years.
After feeling so low for so long, even Sharon is starting to feel upbeat.
I really like the room, it looks lovely. I'm really pleased with the curtains and the bows. I think they just really set it off nicely. I'm really, really pleased.
Yes, I think that Sharon and Joy do seem much happier, and especially today.
I'm really excited about the wedding fair. I've never actually been to one, so it'll be nice to go to my own as the first. But I think it'll be really good.
But the function room isn't the only area of the hotel where progress is being made. Ruth wanted the sisters to create a new wedding pack which would promote the hotel to prospective brides and grooms. Outside, Joy is helping out on a glamorous photo shoot to get the shots for the new brochure.
It does feel like it's all coming together. It's quite exciting. It's nice that we've got an attractive bride and groom on the cover, because we were a bit concerned about what they would be like. But the dress is lovely, and yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing the finished product of the whole thing.
But a new brochure and a revamped function room won't be much good to the sisters if no one turns up for the fair. So Sharon and Joy are popping into local businesses to hand out flyers for the event.
Yeah, we've just brought along some. Okay, yeah, sure. Thanks. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Bye.
All the best.
At last, the sisters are beginning to think like businesswomen. 3 weeks of hard work is finally over. What was once a weary, uninspiring, featureless storage space has been transformed into a beautiful, impressive reception room, worthy of any bride and groom's special day.
Wow, look at this. That's a difference, isn't it? Gosh, I think it looks fantastic. Are you pleased?
Yes, thrilled. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it?
Is it lovely? What a difference. Love the curtains, much, much better than they were.
It looks so much bigger as well, doesn't it? And the tables give it just such an air of spaciousness, really, I think.
And elegance as well. I mean, and it's all set up, which leads me to the point that it's got to always look lovely. I personally would leave one table set up exactly, in a beautiful way, and then maybe the others just with the cloth on them.
the whole thing just looks like a room you might want to be married in now,
Yeah,
I think. So now we've got this wedding fair that we've all got to get ready for, yeah?
Yes.
And Sharon, you're off on the canopy track.
That's right.
Yes. And Joy, you're going to get dolled up for the front of house roll.
I am indeed.
And a big smile on the face, yes? That's fantastic. And there's going to be a runway down here for the models.
From that end.
Yeah,
all the way down.
yeah, brilliant. And then the stall holders are coming in. Right, lots of work to do. Let's get cracking.
Okay.
The fair will begin with informal snacks and champagne
All right with
and will be an
them,
opportunity for couples to look around the facilities, as well as checking out other wedding services that will exhibit at the event. The day will end with a fashion show of bridal wear. Sharon and Joy will have to grasp every chance to sell the merits of their hotel to these potential customers. The reinvigorated Sharon is in her kitchen and the pressure's on. She's preparing a selection of canapes that will not only feed the guests, but will also present and promote her food to her potential customers. She just must create a good impression.
And we'll do strawberries and raspberries.
So what's she going to put in there?
Just sweet things.
Right, so
when
what
we've
about the
picked them.
savoury ones?
The savouries are nearly done. We are doing the mini Yorkshire puddings with roast beef.
Yeah.
And a bit of horseradish. We thought that it would be better to just do a selection of things and it would still give a feel of what we did.
Okay. When it comes to the actual event, you're going to be cruising the room, yes, and you're going to be making sure people know you're the cook,
Yes.
that you're responsible for them, not that you got the caterers in.
A lot of people, unless you know what's in them, they're going to need to ask anyway, so hopefully that'll come through.
Yeah.
But I've made them because I know all the ingredients.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, it's a very good point. Right, okay, I'll let you get on with it because obviously time's running short.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Joy's finally got her hand on those long-awaited brochures.
Ah, Joy, you've got the brochures.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, this is the wedding cover?
Yeah.
Oh, that's super,
It's good, isn't it?
It says weddings, large and loud.
Yes, yes.
You're pleased?
Yes, we're thrilled with them. They're really, really good. I mean, if you think of what we had and what this
Nothing.
says. Yes.
So
and
is
what
this...
this says about us, it's just amazing, really. Because it really does show the hotel at its best.
Yeah. And how does it make you feel about the sort of sales aspect? Is it going to give you confidence?
Definitely,
do you think?
yeah. Well, it feels like I've got something now to give, you know, as...
It's concrete.
You know, hey, look at this, look how good we are, look what we can do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And what about the hotel brochure? Yeah. That looks good, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you pleased with it?
Yeah, yes we are. Yeah. I think it's a much, but yeah, right.
It's got the right rating, that helps. I mean, what I think is really great about this is for the first time I feel like this is your hotel.
Yeah. We've taken ownership finally, and it's ours, and we're going to, you know, hopefully make this work now.
That's great.
Do things that, you know, are positive, that we feel good about, and not do them because that's what we've always done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's super.
3 hours before the wedding fair begins, the exhibitors start to set up their stands. Ruth has suggested the fair to attract as many couples as possible to see the hotel and hopefully to book their weddings. Inviting other businesses who provide wedding services will draw more people in. But just as importantly, it'll give Sharon and Joy a chance to build new business relationships so they can promote each other's products. Suddenly, the hotel is awash with dress designers, photographers and cake makers.
It's obviously where all the exhibitors are.
Yeah.
We've got the brochures and the champagne are going to go from here.
Yeah. Always serve drinks away from the doors because that way you don't get a terrible bottleneck because people always stop where you give them the drink. And
point, yeah. Okay, and then obviously we've got the function room, where it's all happening.
Yep.
Again.
It looks like chaos, but I'm sure it's going to be fine in an hour's time or so.
It'll all come together, won't it? This is the fashion show, the bridal fashion show.
Yeah, and they're going to do a sachet down the catwalk.
Yeah. Left a few tables set up so that people can get an idea of what the tables can look like.
Well, everyone else is getting gusset up, so I think it's your turn now, kid. You can get the card rags on.
The success of this fair is critical. The wedding business is a tough industry and competition's fierce. The 15 or so contributors have attended hundreds of shows, so Sharon and Joy will have to make a lasting impression on them if they're going to be seen as serious contenders in this cutthroat business. But have the sisters got what it takes to impress? Will enough brides and grooms turn up? Or will all their hard work have been in vain?
Okay, girls, first of all, you look fantastic, both of you. Absolutely bloody dog's bollocks. This is the day, right? You're going to go out there, all guns blazing, yeah? You're going to get those customers, and by the end of the day, I want 3 weddings booked.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
3 weddings booked, not just people drizzling around. Marshal all the forces, make sure they help you as well. Anybody you see lurking around, you know, do you want to see something? You put yourself out there. Don't wait for them to come to you. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, onwards and outwards.
You're going to have some?
Thank you very much.
You're here to please. Just let me know and we'll make sure you get what you want.
Okay.
Okay?
You may have different ideas in mind, that's fine. We're quite happy to accommodate you on whatever you want to do.
Garden's lovely.
Yes. In the summer it looks so much nicer.
It's lovely.
Sharon and Joy are doing well, brimming with confidence and doing a great job of selling.
Hi, I'm sorry I haven't introduced myself today, but I'm Joy. Nice to meet you.
Importantly, Joy is also concentrating on building up relationships with local wedding services.
Yeah, so do you do cakes for every occasion?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Right. So have you done many wedding fairs?
Yes, I've done lots.
Would you be interested in us being able to contact you in the future?
yes, sure.
How do we... Have you got a card or... Oh, lovely. That's excellent. Is it okay then if I take one of these and then in the future you'd be happy for me to contact you?
That would be great.
I'm going to take one of your cards, if I may.
Thank you.
So I can have my little collection. How do you think today's gone for you?
Brilliantly.
Yes?
Really good, yes. I've never been before and it's such a lovely atmosphere.
Okay, did you have...
It looks as if their efforts are starting to pay off. Could this be a booking?
Tell me a month.
July?
July, yeah.
I think July's probably... Yes, we've got the 2nd of July. With the 3rd of September. Hope to hear from you in the next couple of days. Okay, thank you. They've penciled in a date in July and they want me to call if anyone else makes an inquiry about that date. I hope that that will be a firm booking.
We were looking for something quite specific, really. A bit of an idea about what we wanted in terms of a venue. Nice surroundings, obviously photos and that kind of thing.
The rooms are really nice oldie beams. And
yeah, it's been done. We hadn't seen it before, but it appears to be very well appointed there.
If family and friends agree, then this is going to be the venue that we choose, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
The day is rounded off with a wedding dress fashion show. It's the culmination of a lot of hard work for Sharon and Joy, but tonight it all seems to be worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming to our wedding fair today. I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves today and we look forward to seeing you as prospective bride and grooms. Thank you.
It's our first one and we didn't really know what to expect. I mean, the worst scenario would have been no one to have turned up, or 2 or 3 people, and that would have been a complete disaster. But actually, there was a really good flow throughout the day.
Everyone said the canapes were lovely. They all got eaten. There's absolutely nothing left. So I think that's a good sign. And in fact, one couple did say that the food was so lovely, that was what clinched it for them.
The more you do it, the better you feel about it, the more confident you feel. So I think as the day went on, we really got more relaxed, more confident, and we hope that we showed people the best that we have to offer.
We're well on the way. I think we've got the room now, we've got the brochures, and it's just a case of us going out there and selling it to people.
Well, I think that was a really successful day. I mean, the stallholders were thrilled. Everybody seemed to think it was a great success, and they got 2 provisional bookings out of it and plenty more that I think are going to be in the bag. More importantly, we've now left them with something really positive and concrete to work from. They've got new brochures, they've got the wedding pack, they've got a function room that looks so much better than it ever did before. There's something from them to work on, and let's really hope they go for it now. And when I come back, I want to see that there are more and more bookings.
Worlington's a whirlwind of change and success. But will everything have gone according to plan when Ruth returns in 18 months' time?
The big feeling I'm getting is that you don't really want to do this.
2 years ago, sisters Sharon and Joy called in Ruth Watson to rescue their ailing business. Ruth inspired them to give Worlington Hall a much-needed facelift and a new approach to business by cutting down the menu, sorting out reception, and producing a new wedding package. Ruth brought their hotel back from the brink. Now she's returned to judge their progress.
I'm a little bit anxious about Ruth coming back because she was very scary. But hopefully she'll be pleased at what she sees.
Same old rubbishy signs. They haven't improved.
I found her very cold. She was very to the point, said what she meant, and wasn't prepared to take any nonsense.
Now, this is good that they've actually got a sign about their wedding services. I'm really impressed with that. But what a bloody awful place to put it. Let's have it somewhere where people can really see it. I want to move that. Hello.
Hi, Ruth.
How are you?
I'm good, you?
Yes.
You all right?
You look fab. How are you? It's all right.
Yeah.
Yes. How's this desk? My bane of my life, this desk.
It's still quite tidy.
Can I come round?
Yeah.
How are you doing with all the bookings and stuff?
Yeah, we've got a booking
Recognise
forms.
that, yes.
As people check in, so we get
Brilliant,
the names and
yes.
addresses.
So you're
no
keeping a
spelling mistakes.
database?
Yeah, we've just sort of started one going, so we're
good.
on top of things.
And how about the weddings? Are we getting them?
Yeah, yes, we are. We did really well last year with the weddings. I mean, that
Yes.
was fantastic. We had them right through from April, I think, right through to the end of November.
And generally speaking, how are you feeling about it? Well, we'll explore that.
Okay.
I'm going to go and see Sharon, see if
Okay.
she backs up your story.
Right.
Hello, Sharon.
Hello,
How are
Ruth.
you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So, how's life?
Not so bad.
Yeah, you're
so
still
bad.
locked in the kitchen, though.
I am indeed still in here.
So, did restricting the menu help at all in terms of the amount of hours you had to do?
Yes, yeah, it did, definitely. You know, cross-reference and putting on the boards and the a la carte definitely saved me a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so I do get to go home in the afternoons
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
which is something else.
So, how do you feel about it generally?
Yeah, we're definitely making more money. I mean, our turnover increased substantially last year by 17%.
Yeah.
But-
Turnover or profit?
No, turnover.
Went up 17%.
Went up by
yeah.
17%.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably feeling a little less inspired than I was because I was never meant to be here. And, you know, it's been 2 years now.
So you're the princess who shouldn't be in the kitchen, really?
Absolutely.
Yes. What, if anything, gives you a buzz about cooking at all?
Cooking at home.
I'm not sure that's the right answer. Now this is a revelation because last time I came there was nobody having any meals in here, not once. So we're in the bar now and it's really good. There's people having lunch, more people having drinks. There's a feeling that this is being used, which is great. The thing I'm really pleased to see is that Sharon did cut down the number of offers. When I first came in, there were so many blackboards. Now they're rationalised to a degree, which is really good. Hello, Ida.
Hello, Ruth.
You've been part of this place for so many years because you were here before the two sisters came.
Yes, it's like my second home.
Do you think the girls feel the same way about it as you do?
I'm not sure. I really don't think so.
Do you think this is the right life for them?
No. You've got to give a lot to this trade, as you know.
Yes.
You have.
Yes,
You've got to be very, very dedicated.
Yeah.
And
you've
free.
got to love it.
Oh, you have got to love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in this trade since 1967.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you marry it, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
If the right people come in and take it over, it should be a little gold mine. It really should. It always was.
Ruth sits down Sharon and Joy for one final chat.
The big feeling I'm getting is that you don't really want to do this.
No. We've had enough now.
Yeah.
We feel like we've served our time. It's the hours, ultimately. You know, I mean, I have young children, so it's just not for me. It's not working with my personal life.
It's not compatible with a normal family life.
No,
I mean, I think
no.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's gone really well, but I feel much the same as Joy, you know. Parents' evening 2 weeks ago I couldn't go to.
Did you have no
thoughts or understanding when you took this place over that would be the case?
I think the issue was is that we didn't really think. If we knew then, now,
well,
what we know now, we would never have done it.
I think what we intended to do was obviously to just be sort of in a managerial role, and you know, if we needed to come in some evenings, if people wanted to sing, then that would be okay.
Do you think I helped at all along the way?
I think we felt when you first came that, you know, you did completely and utterly bully us into everything.
Terrified you.
Terrified us. We were quaking in our boots.
We were so terrified that we thought we just better do it before she comes back again. But, you know, having sat down and thought about it, you know, we thought, yeah, this would really work because things were so chaotic.
There's definitely a feeling that you are two women, unlike the two women I met at the beginning, who were kind of in a sort of slightly coma-like, nervous, what am I doing in this building? I mean, you obviously know what you're doing in this building. The fact you don't want to be in this building is another story.
Yeah. You know, we've got lots of good things that we'll take away with us, but lots of things we're not sorry to leave behind.
So you're going to sell? Would you ever do anything in hospitality ever again?
No, I don't think so. We've had our share, I think.
Enough's
enough.
Well, it looks like Joy and Sharon are selling up, and I can see why. They have a passion, but it's not for being a hotel keeper. It's for their family, and that's absolutely fair. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I'd love to see this place taken over by somebody who really liked hospitality, loved looking after customers, wanted to cook for them till the cows came home. It deserves it.